The Ozempic trend just got dangerous. I could have told you that because when everyone hops on a bandwagon, you know it's probably not good. That's why when they zig, we zag over on kick.com/Philion. You see, in nature, there's no such thing as a free lunch, especially biologically. You're telling me they came out with a miracle drug, a glucagon-like peptide that you inject in your stomach and weight just starts melting off of you? Really? There's no side effects? Well, guess what? You are the guinea pig. You are the test subject. Congratulations. Your bones are going to turn to dust. Probably. Hopefully not.
You have these people who have lost more than just fat. They've lost their entire physique, their muscle mass, their bone mineral density. All of the weight that they had lost was muscle mass and bone mineral density.
Disclaimer, this video is educational and informative in nature. Do not contact anyone shown in this video. Also, this video is discussing steroids. Do not use steroids. This is entirely for educational and
Ozempic started popping when Ice Spice hopped on it low-key. Dude, Ice Spice been in the gym, bro. That shit's natty.
Entertainment purposes only.
There is a serious cult forming around a drug that is quite literally destroying people's bodies. And no one is really talking about it, and I think it really does need to be talked about.
You know what one-shot me? Trying to unwind, watching some television, flipped on the old boob tube, you know what I'm saying? And Serena Williams is front and center talking about GLP-1s. You have one of the top female athletes to ever walk the planet, and she's sponsored by a weight loss drug? What the fuck are we talking about? Charles Barkley, another athlete? I mean, what standard is that setting? I'll tell you. Instant gratification, money over values, cringe behavior.
Let me explain here. About 2 years ago, we saw...
These people are not your friends. In fact, they hate you.
Something called Ozempic come to market. Well, it was actually a lot earlier than that, but it became really relevant, essentially, basically post-COVID era. And within literally several months, it took the world by storm. Now we have every single celebrity in Hollywood taking a GLP-1 agonist or something like Ozempic, as well as every fitness influencer and their mother, including myself.
Just white rice, double chicken, mild medium cheese.
Yeah, bodybuilders are microdosing this shit. They're using it for their physique. If everyone is shredded, then no one is shredded. That's why I'm working on the Tony Soprano build, okay? That is true alpha masculine aura.
I'm good, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm on hella Rudda. Makes me immune.
Your aunt, your mama.
The G in GLP-1 is for gabagool.
Your mama's dog, your brothers, your sister's boyfriend, your brother's boyfriend. Everybody's on it. You see constant TikTok posts.
Guys, this thing I do is bad. Yeah, I have nothing against Coach Colton. It's just this guy has tried everything, which I guess there's value in that. It's just that could never be me.
Instagram reels, every possible form of media talking about this one drug. And genuinely, it works really fucking well. People are losing weight and numbers are falling off.
I'm trying to get the Fedor Emelianenko build. 100p. That is pure performance. You may not like it, but that is a top Chad.
Off of the scale faster than they've ever done historically before. It's kind of like we've cracked the code to the obesity epidemic.
Yeah, but cracking the code to the obesity epidemic just means everyone looks like a skeleton. They look like a Carthian warlock sucked their soul. Like, fucking Dementor from Harry Potter gave them the Gluck Gluck. Their life force is stolen from them. Their vril, their ancestral mana has been tapped. They are an empty shell. They look like peasants of the past. Like medieval farmer type shit. The timeline is returning to the herd.
That has been plaguing the United States for 20 plus years.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
One punch and they all turn to pink mist.
Unfortunately,
they look hollowed. They look like Elden Ring NPCs. They look like quest givers in Dark Souls.
Things haven't been cracked so easy because biology does not give free lunch. See, weight isn't...
I said that. Bro stole my whole flow. Bar for bar, word for word.
...the only metric that is important to track while you're losing weight. I know that sounds convoluted, but when you really think about it, you can lose a pound and have that pound be bone mineral density and lean mass and maintain fat mass, and you've effectively lost weight fit, but you've also gotten fatter. So you can see my point. It's very critical that weight loss is constructive. It is something that there are guidelines to, and a diet is considered, and definitely a lifestyle while you're engaging in something that's relative to weight loss.
Nice.
And why am I
You know what's crazy? There's people that are anti-vax, but they fell for the peptide epidemic. Now, I don't care what you believe or what you do. Besides, if you take steroids, I will judge you, because that's essentially like getting a BBL as a man. Like, you have fake titties. Like, you're essentially a woman. But the hypocrisy to be like, oh, these experimental Chinese peptides are actually good, but the vaccine's bad. Like, what? Where is the consistency?
talking about all this? Well, Ozempic face. And we've brought it up before on this channel, but I think it's really interesting to always talk about and look at.
I think celebs overall go into extremes now, like buccal fat removal. You take Novo from that and they replace it with something else. Yeah, so buccal fat, buccal fat, it's like your cheek fat. And there's a beauty trend, I guess, of like the heroin chic, essentially looking like a fucking crackhead. So they remove this. As you can see, I'm jolly maxed. I look like a chipmunk. I just have a round face. It's like I'm storing shit in my cheeks for winter forever. Like I retain face fat. I don't know. But the benefit of that is that I will look young as I get older. If you take that out, you're cooked.
Individuals who have been affected by the Ozempic face. So basically, plastic surgeons everywhere have been talking about this epidemic of Ozempic face. Basically, people losing weight so radically fast that their facial features.
I feel like you could snap a GLP-1er in half with no effort. I could. I don't know if you could. Well, Third Eye Global people, operators in chat at kick.com/Philion, they could. 100%.
Change drastically and they lose a lot of facial fullness. And it's definitely one of those things where you can see drastic changes.
But that's because we're built different.
In primary celebrities over the past 2 to 3 years. Jessica Simpson, for example.
That's scary. They don't look like humanoids anymore.
Has completely changed her face. And one of the big ones where it's like super obvious is Scott Disick.
Look at this man.
I don't know his fucking. He was on Kardashians and dated one of the girls there or something. I don't really keep up with that shit. But basically, you can.
He looks like a fucking Nightwalker.
See from 2022.
I saw this guy at the Firelink Shrine. Holy shit! Looks like fucking Morbius. It's Morbin time.
To 2024.
His face is all caved in. Holy shit! What is it? Convex versus concave?
Span of 2 years, he looks entirely different. His face is completely emaciated and he has sunken in cheeks and almost a hollow face. You can see his temples.
Dude, he's got the 1,000-yard stare. Holy shit.
His forehead, you can see his cheekbones, his jawline, but it's not a healthy kind of looking way, like usually those are.
Dude, isn't that the top mogger? Isn't that the #1 ranked mogger? Soon to be dethroned by Philion? This is why this shit is so fucking goofy, because apparently this guy is the pinnacle of male beauty standards. He looks like a Barbie doll. He ain't mogging shit.
Features you want to see, but it looks like they're almost too far gone. And so the reason that I'm making this video is because of this gal. And I don't want anybody to run over to her profile and say anything, but she had several videos go viral recently, and it's just a brand new, fresh.
It's just sad, man, because all of this stems from insecurity and body image, and it's a touchy subject. Like, I get it, but it just manifests. It's like watching a car crash. It's like, no, please. I feel like Walter White screaming at the window.
Account, but she's been talking a lot about her GLP-1 usage, how she lost a ton of weight, which awesome for her. But the changes to her face and body seem a little bit too much.
I've been on a GLP-1 since January of 2025, and my goal was to move into maintenance, but my insurance coverage is going to be ending next month, and I don't know what my next steps are going to be. I've heard in maintenance that folks typically spread the dosing out to like 2 weeks apart or so, but
I'm not a doctor, but I think she's good. I think you could end the protocol. You can end the stack.
With everything kind of going on, not really quite sure what I want to do yet since I won't have the coverage.
In this video, she's talking about she doesn't know what to do because insurance is going to now stop covering her GLP-1.
The fact that insurance even covers GLP, I'm gonna crash out. What do you mean, dude? Everything's a fucking scam at this point. Oh my God, boomer Phil incoming. I'm gonna start laying down some talking points that are politically charged. My premium goes up every fucking year. Every month, it seems. I essentially have disaster insurance on myself, but I still have to pay. Make it make sense.
Usage because she's lost the weight that she needed to lose and she wants to move to a maintenance dose. The problem is that when you buy GLP-1s legitimately on market, it is a drastically high price, and I'm talking multiple thousands of dollars for even sometimes just a month of treatment. And so she's kind of scratching at the bit here, trying to figure out what is she gonna do.
And I'm also considering possibly going on to the compounded version. So if anyone is...
It's almost as if GLP-1s have a real medical use, but it's being abused. Crazy thought. Yeah, it's always the diabetics that get the shit end of the stick. Like, shout out my, people born with diabetes because it's stolen valor. They don't have the insulin to regulate their blood sugar, and they have these medications that can help their lives. But bodybuilders take insulin for shits and giggles, and now GLP-1s are everywhere. Meanwhile, they still have to monitor their blood sugar.
In maintenance or thinking about it or close to it or on the compounded, I'd love to hear from you.
And so this post blew up because a lot of the comments were
like the type 1 trailblazers. They are setting, they are the ones in the trenches. Without them, we don't have this.
Talking about how she was disappearing, how her face looked gaunt, and how she was basically going too far with all of this. And this is a common trend.
But I just don't get it. I just don't, like, you want to lose weight. Calories in versus calories out. Start there. Just start there. I promise you. Buy a scale, get a pen and paper, and start tracking. If the scale goes down, good job. You're on the right track. If it goes up, you might want to walk more. You might want to eat less. How is this debate? How is there medication for this?
That you see with individuals using GLP-1s.
Like, you're basically saying I have zero agency. That's it. You cannot be fucked. You cannot be asked to perform a task with effort. But what precedent does that set? If this is now easy, guess what? You don't have to try. And if you don't try, you become a slug. This is like level 1 agency. Yeah, but if it helps people. Well, I have to massage my third eye. Keep the juices flowing because you're calcifying my shit. You're affronting my intelligence.
Don't have any previous history.
You're a low elo player getting boosted. I don't respect you. You're getting boosted.
Of dieting, don't understand protein intake. And I know that sounds like really basic, but honestly, a lot of people even watching this video probably have never tracked protein, have never tracked a calorie, have never considered how much protein they consume on a day-to-day basis. And so when you take something that inhibits your appetite strongly, very strongly, the chances that you're...
Maybe this is part of the globo homo ideology, the plan for the slugs. Agency, that's all going away. They don't want you to have agency. They'd rather just give you a fucking shot. We're living in Wall-E. This is end times.
You're now going to go from a undernourished diet but overfed to a undernourished diet and underfed is really, really high. And when that happens, you are going to metabolize muscle tissue and bone mineral like mad. In fact, your body will preference that tissue as opposed to fat tissue. And so you end up in a situation where you have these people who have lost more than just fat. They've lost their entire...
I don't know if Ariana Grande is on a GLP-1. I just know that she's anorexic. And anorexia is a different thing than being obese. Because it's just fundamentally treated different. It's like, oh, you poor thing. As opposed to, you fat fuck. You know?
Physique, their muscle mass, their bone mineral density.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
And then she...
But I'm not going to speak too much on this. but there is a certain subset of girls or women with EDs or eating disorders, and they like glorify anorexia. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I've seen it on social media. It's weird. Like, they are morally superior, like in their twisted frame of mind, for not indulging in any sort of food whatsoever. There's like these like little pockets, little cults.
I made this post in a response to the comments that were on that video, basically showing the facial transformation that she has had.
The ED grift is insane. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. There's like a grift. Like, I swear to God, this sounds insane, but there's a subset of ED youth that like grifted. I don't know.
She's down 175 pounds. So again, very big kudos to her. That is hard. And that's harder than most bodybuilders going through a bodybuilding prep. It's kind of funny, actually. I think about...
I'm so tired of this bodybuilding fucking glaze, dude. You're doing it to yourself, okay? It's the most selfish thing ever. You're eating fucking broccoli out of a container. Oh, woe is me. I gotta diet. So you can pose on stage in a fucking bikini in front of other men. You know what? Step in the ring. Go get your shit punched in and then tell me that bodybuilding is hard. Try to fight back when you're dying.
There's a lot. Bodybuilders talk about their preps being so arduous, like the hardest possible things to do in life. When you have someone who's obese trying to lose weight and get down,
because it's not natural. You're not supposed to preserve all this muscle mass, but your hormonal profile is being outsourced, supported by a cocktail of drugs so that you can eat fucking orthorexic slop, chicken, broccoli, rice, over and over and over and over again. And I'm somehow supposed to commend you?
A healthy body fat percentage, they sometimes have to lose on the order of magnitude of hundreds of pounds to accomplish that. Not 10 to 20, maybe 15 pounds to get shredded for a bodybuilding competition. To lose 100...
And he still didn't win. And Nick Walker still didn't win. Holy shit. This guy's got varicose veins up to his kneecaps, and he still didn't win.
Plus pounds of weight is astronomically harder than losing 10 to 15 pounds.
I am convinced that people do not understand that it takes patience.
But regardless of that, you can see that her face is obviously changed, and she's been modified by using these GLP-1 agonists and losing weight drastically fast. So there's something really important to understand here. There was a set of trials done. It was called the Step 1 trial and then the Sustained 8 trial. And these two trials showed something in conjunction that was honestly, it's shocking to me at least, which was that the trials done by New England Journal of Medicine showed that over a span of time where they were testing a non-semaglutide group, just having them control for calories to lose weight, versus a semaglutide group, was that the group, obviously with semaglutide, lost a shit ton more weight. But there was a huge problem. They lost 39 to 40% of their weight in lean mass. Now,
that's not good. See, lean mass is so important because once you build it, it's an active tissue, which means it's hard to maintain. It requires fuel. So if you nuke that shit, you're like, the semaglutide problem does not fix the issue. It's a band-aid because you're just essentially slowly starving yourself and withering away. Like, you're eating less and your bone density is going out the window. Versus acquiring lean mass and being in a caloric deficit, your active tissue, your lean mass will burn calories at rest. Therefore, the weight will stay off you.
What that essentially means is all of the weight that they had lost was nearly half of it was muscle mass and bone mineral density. And this is exactly why you see so many people who don't necessarily have...
The only lean mass I care about is the Catholic Church. Christ is king.
Like a nutrition-based background, losing their faces, losing their bodies, quite literally, looking emaciated using GLP-1s. So, in fact...
Now, I'm not going to say demonic in the biblical sense, but I like to use it as an adjective. The demonic thing about this is that they think they look better. This is seen as a W. Aesthetically, it's demonic.
Not just losing fat.
It makes them look like demons.
From your face, but you're changing your facial architecture because you are losing those components of your body. And sometimes that can actually look really good, especially if you do control for protein. But most of the time, in a lot of individuals who don't have any concern for these things, it is very deleterious. Essentially, you've taken steps to lose weight, but you've also lost muscle mass and bone mineral density.
Bro, what am I looking at?
Resulting in...
instead of eating bugs, apparently... we're trying to turn into them. We're just going to be a fucking mantid. We're going to be a bug species. Bro is cell shaded from Borderlands.
Hormonal environments changing within the body, and that results in just genuinely really a not so ideal result as compared to somebody who would have disciplined, engage in normal nutritional patterns, and healthfully drop weight. And the thing about these, like,
I took Sema, and it's true, I lost a lot of muscle mass. Not ideal.
semaglutide studies, trizepatide studies, and many more, is that the weight loss happens extremely fast, and the quickness matters because that really.
Am I insane for thinking that like walking is just like that's just like the weight loss protocol? Like you're not losing weight, why don't you just increase the steps? It's impossible not to lose weight if you're walking more. Walking is cracked. Like that is the answer.
Is what deflates a person. So if you're somebody that's taking Ozempic or a GLP-1 agonist that's very similar, what you have to consider, and it's like critical that you consider this, is rapid weight loss is not the goal. Constructive weight loss is the goal, where you're eating a very nutrient-dense diet with a good amount.
Weight training to increase the BMR baseline with lean mass, 100%. So I was talking about with the active tissue. Weight train, get strong, walk, be active, and play a sport or get into a hobby that's physical. GG, end of, based on, that's it. That's where fitness fucking begins and ends. Everything else is noise.
Of protein, somewhere around 1 gram per pound of body weight. Plus, you're actually working out with weights. I know it sucks. It is what you got to do, but it works and it keeps you from melting away. Generally, my rule of thumb for even clients who are doing bodybuilding is you don't want to exceed about 1.5% of your total body weight in weight loss per week. It's a pretty easy number to calculate. If you're 200 pounds, essentially, you shouldn't be losing more than about 3 pounds per week. And if you are, rest assured that some of your muscle and bone mineral density is melting away too. And with that, you lose certain facial features and favorable kind of looks and turn into this ghoulish individual that goes viral on social media. And you see this so much now. And it's like everybody and their mother can get a GLP-1. I mean, you just hop online, you go onto any.
I have a quote that I want to share with the class. Might take me a minute to find it. Carl Jung said that so much unnecessary suffering comes into the world because people will not accept the, quote, legitimate suffering that comes with being human. In fact, he said neurotic behavior is usually the result of refusing that legitimate suffering. Just apply that to your life. Are you avoiding suffering? And is it even suffering? Because it's only suffering if you frame it as such. Because if you reframe that mental model, that philosophical framework, this is hard, I like doing hard things, I'm given a body that is capable of taking on hard things, I will get fulfillment out of doing said hard thing. And guess what? I learn, I'm stronger, I'm smarter. I fail, I try again. Boom. That is how you kill neuroticism. By chasing hard things, by being humbled before the craft, before the quest. I need harder battles.
Website and you start taking it, and unfortunately a lot of those individuals
People suffer more by avoiding suffering.
just don't have any foundational dietary knowledge, and so they still eat the chips and they still eat the cheesecake and they still eat the bullshit, and they just eat less.
You know what's crazy though? You could still eat that stuff if you're a cracked and dialed individual.
And so now, like I said, they're undernourished and underfed, when before they were already undernourished, but now they're wildly underfed, and that just is a recipe for fucking disaster.
It's a disaster, man. We gotta stop it.
I made this video because a lot of people ask me about this kind of stuff, honestly. They ask me, how do I avoid Ozempic face? How do I lose weight with GLP-1s correctly? Can you do more videos on GLP-1s? And this is kind of the video that I wanted to make. It's not a good look after some time of abusing these things without really understanding your diet and understanding how to eat and all that other good stuff. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider giving me a...
All of that can be avoided if you tune into kick.com/Philion, where I will impart wisdom, and it's up to you whether or not you deem it valuable. I can only give you advice that comes from my consciousness, my lived experience. But I guarantee you, as a spiritual law in this universe, drugs are not the answer to any of your problems. You are. Nothing works. I must help myself.